Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Pits of Motor Chaos. This is yours, Dave. Our line special guest, Big Tire No Prep driver, Stan Allen. How you doing, Stan?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
Not bad at all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you.
Same here.
So how was your holidays?
It's pretty good, man. We didn't do too much. Stuck around the house and celebrated with the family. The whole COVID thing, so we can't really do too much.
Yeah. So did the COVID affect your drag racing schedule at all in 2019? 2020, sorry.
Actually, yeah. Yes, actually it did. It canceled the whole No Prep King schedule. We did get, I guess, about 5 or 6 events off in the first part of the year up until March. And did very well. So we were going into the race season, pretty confident. And then, they ended up canceling No Prep Kings. And so we ended up going out and doing a couple of JJ the Boss races. And then from there, we went to Wyoming and spent a month out there in July, so that wasn't too bad. But for the most part, we didn't get to do any track racing, but we did a lot of street racing.
How'd the car run for you?
The car did good. So we started the season out with 2 cars, and we finished up the second car, and we took it to Wyoming with us. That was our brand new car. Of course, if you watch the races on TV, you notice that I flipped it like 8 times. So that was the beginning and the end of the new car, so we're back in the old car.
Wow. So the old car, what does it make it old car? What kind of car is that?
So the old car is a 2000 and it's a 2000 Mustang. It has a 481X Proline motor in it with a Mark Mickey Turbo 400 transmission. So the motor is a twin turbo deal, twin 102s. It makes around 5,500 horsepower.
So what's the fastest you've gone that car?
Well, so we no prep, no time race. So there's really, as far as ET wise, I don't really know how fast the car really is. We don't all the tracks that we race on, and of course street racing, there's no times. So I would have to say it's on a guess, we're probably in the high 3s.
Now, during this off season, are you looking to do any adjustments to that car?
Yeah, so right now, so we just finished up about 3 weeks ago, I guess, of course, right before the holidays. And then I think January the 16th, we start back. So really the only thing we're doing is we'll freshen the car up as far as looks-wise, go over the chassis, and, we'll rebuild the motor and transmission and stuff like that, get it all ready for the season.
Cool. So now, Stan, let me rewind the clock with you. And how did you get into drag racing?
So I've been in probably my whole adult life. I've raced some form of fashion. But when back in the 90s, they used to have a series, Fun Ford and NMCA and stuff like that. So we did Fun Ford stuff, and then I had a Camaro for a while. We did that, and then I guess around the late 90s, I started pro mod racing. And then in between the pro mod racing, we did a lot of street racing. So as I become a professional driver, the NHRA really frowned on the street racing part of the deal. So we quit street racing and pretty much just concentrated on professional racing. So we did ADRL and PDRA for probably 10 years or so, 12 years. And then took a little break, and then we got back into the street racing game, and we've been back at it ever since.
So you like the Big Tire No Prep racing better?
It's different. I like the class racing. the tracks are the same all the time, and you get to go out and make it. I just love going fast. Where the street racing thing, it's not as fast, but I guess it's more, the challenge is there to get the car down the street and, and of course not wreck it or nothing.
So what do you enjoy most about being a drag racer?
I guess the adrenaline.
The adrenaline rush?
Yeah.
Anything you hate about being a drag racer?
Besides the crashing? No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've done it, for the last 30 years, so I don't, you get tired of driving all over the country, but, when you get there, it's pretty nice to meet the people and to, after a while you get to where, you've been to these tracks and you know these people, so it's kind of like always like a big family reunion. You show up somewhere and you kind of, you just get to know people, and not only the people that you race with every weekend, but the fans, so I really enjoy just meeting people and hanging out with people.
So after all the years of drag racing now, Stan, what still keeps you passionate about it?
Just the need for speed and the people, ain't nothing like going, racing in front of 30,000 people, or 50,000 people or whatever it is, if you're there, or even when we street racing, there ain't but 10 people standing on the side of it. It's just, I like to win. It's a competition.
Now, if you could have the drag racing fans remember one thing about Stan Allen, what would you want that one thing to be?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think about that one for a second.
That you're very competitive, maybe?
Yeah, I would definitely say I'm competitive. I guess I would say I'm a consistent. You can bet on me. I'm pretty level-headed. I'm cool, calm. I don't get rattled. So I don't know if there's one word that describes me.
So you're a pretty calm, cool, collect guy?
Yep.
Now, do you think you could get any better as a drag racer? And if so, how do you achieve that to get better as a drag racer?
I think you get better. You get better in life every day. So, when you feel like you learned everything you learned, I think you're I don't know. It's not even it's not a thought in my mind. I always want to learn. When I was young, I always listened to older people. I'm starting to be the older person.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop you from listening. Everybody can teach somebody something. So, that being said, I just, I don't think I'll ever stop learning, and I just love the whole sport.
Now, are there any drivers in the sport of drag racing that you look up to or admire?
I had somebody ask me that question the other day. I've raced with all these, these older guys that might be that's a few years older than me, I guess you'd say. Probably a Shannon Jenkins or a Mike Castellano or I'm trying to think of somebody else that really just stands out to me. And that's all, pro mod races. I don't know. I don't really have. I can't say just one person. Everybody, everybody has something different about them that I like to take from. Pat Musi, he's a great engine builder. He's a good driver. Even though he doesn't drive anymore, very knowledgeable guy. So a lot of these guys, if you ever get an opportunity just to hang out with and talk to on a level note, it's pretty interesting.
All right. So, what year did you begin your drag racing?
Man, I've been like, actually, when you say drag racing, are you meaning like the first time I've actually raced something, or are you talking about the first time I've been to a drag strip?
My first time you ever raced anything.
Oh, first time I ever raced anything, I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. Maybe not even that old, maybe 6 or something. I had a little 50 motorcycle, and I would, for some reason or another, I would had a field in between my house and my other family member's house, and I would go out by the road and because it had a real wide embankment, and I'd go down there and I would. Every time the car would pass, I would try to catch the car. I'd be waiting on the car to pass. So kind of like the dog, what I'm saying? When the dog chased the car, I'd always be like, I'd be like that. I'd chase the car. So I always try to catch it. So that's my first, like type of deal like that, And then when I was about 15, 16 years old, I took my dad's truck out, and they had a dude at school, and he had his dad's truck, and they were both about the same kind of vehicle, 6 cylinders, 3-speed on the column, some old 69 Ford pickup trucks. One was a Ford, one was a Chevy. And they had a little 8-mile stretch that all the older guys would go race on. So we went over there and we raced, and that was the first time I've actually won. Oh, the first drag race I've ever been in, and the first time I won. And I was kind of hooked after that.
So how was your first time experience going down a drag strip?
First time experience, I was probably maybe 19, 20 years old.
Were you nervous?
I get nervous still now. It's I think if you don't get nervous, something's wrong. It's just everybody gets a little butterflies or whatever. That first pass of the night or the weekend, whatever it is. Just that little deal where even if you might have flown on a plane several times, but that first time that when you first walk on that first plane of the weekend, and you jump on there, and when the plane starts to take off, you'll get that little feeling, and then after of course once it gets in the air, you're good, so they're kind of the same thing with the race cars, that first pass you make, and then after that you're good, and the rest of the weekend you're trying to see how fast we can go.
So who are the crew members that keep the car going?
So we have Stephen Brindle, which is the car owner. Of course, he funds everything and helps me get to play. I have Chase Driscoll, which is he is a Proline. He works for Proline engine building place. So he does all our tuning for Fuel Check. My son, Stan Allen Jr., or the third, he does do some engine work. He mainly lines me up on the starting line. So if you ever watch me pull in, a lot of times he'll be the one pulling me in on the starting line. We have another guy, Kevin So. He's from my area, and we have several. I would say guest stars from Proline that works for other mechanics, and we hire them throughout the year. They come in and help winch on the motors.
Now, who are your sponsors?
So we don't have any. Well, this is strictly out of Stephen Brindle's pocket. So I would love to have some sponsors, but as of right now, we do it all out of his. He fully sponsored the whole deal.
All right, now what's been one of your most memorable wins so far?
Man, I've won. I don't want to sit here and tell you I've won a lot, but I have. So I guess if you want to say latest deal, most people know me nowadays from Street Outlaws. So I would say probably the most memorable deal is when I ran the Axeman and against that was Team Virginia, and I sat and I bumped the car and he took off. I fooled him and he left, and I won that race. But I've won a lot of national events. Last year we went to 11 final rounds and we won 9. So we do. I would say we're fortunate. We do pretty good. I don't have I'd say probably my first national win. Then would be the actual one that I would think I was the most excited about. That was the hardest one to win. That was probably 15 years ago.
Yeah, have you ever raced Birdman?
Yeah, we ran. I ran Birdman, James Feeney when he wrecked his car.
How'd you do against him? How'd you do against Birdman?
So I have beat him every time, but the time that he wrecked his car. When he come around me, I was watching him off in the gravel, and I lifted, and he drove around me, and he ended up crashing, and he won. But in as far as like racing him on the racetrack, I beat him every time. Besides that.
All right. Now, when you're out on a drag race track, do you have any pre-race rituals or superstitions? Anyone out there?
I am crazy in superstition. I'd say for the first 10 years, I would street racing. We did NMCA plus we would do Fun Forward. Well, I beat Pat Nishi several times at the races. So he gave me a shirt, and so it just happens. Every time I was winning, I would win. I had that shirt on. So after that, on race day, I always wore that shirt. So even today, we have a shirt that we wear on Friday night and a shirt that we wear on Sunday. And I don't care what else is going on, but we always dress the same. The whole crew does it. So I think it's kind of funny in a way, but
yeah,
we all do those little things like that. You just I always pray before I make passes. But as far as the most strangest thing, is like I said, is the whole I have to have that certain shirt on. And then when I wrecked the car, because I had another guy's shirt on that he asked me to wear. Well, of course, I wrecked the shirt. I wrecked having that shirt on. Well, now I won't wear that shirt.
Now, does it take a lot of preparation getting that car ready for weekend racing?
Oh yes, absolutely. So, you got a car that makes that kind of horsepower. You really have to go over a lot of things, especially if you want to be successful. So, when it's at the shop, the car pretty much gets torn down, and the motor gets checked out, and the transmission, and the rear end, and we just go over all the nuts and bolts of the program, and just that whole quite a bit of prep work goes into building a race car and keeping it maintained to go racing. That's why you have to have a crew.
Now, when you do race on drag strips, you have any favorite tracks to race on?
Most of the national event tracks are really good. I like the northern tracks. think the weather is usually nice. I like the people. The food is usually pretty good. Although I live in Louisiana and we got pretty good food here as well. But the weather is generally better in the northern track. So we have the scenery is real pretty. So I don't have a specific track that I think I like. I just I prefer the northern areas. I would think a little better.
So now living in Louisiana, you like Cajun food?
Oh yeah.
So you love that crawfish, huh?
Yep, I love my crawfish. Whether it's eating most of the seafood at all, I don't typically go anywhere else and eat seafood. I like to if we're in New York, I guess I'm gonna eat some pizza or something like that, or maybe some cheesecake. But our food is, I like to eat food that comes from that area. Not so much everybody wants to copy what we cook. I'm not into that.
You eat gumbo?
Oh yeah, yep, love gumbo. We eat a lot of rice and gravy here. Try to think what else we do that maybe northern states eat probably meat and potatoes. We don't do too much potatoes. If it's a steak, we pot roast. We do like a pot roast or something like that. But yeah, you ever get a chance, come on down and we'll cook you some good food. Or if you catch us at the racetrack, most of the time at the races, we boil shrimp and we fry fish, and we can do gumbo and maybe like an egg touffee or we just do all kind of stuff. And that's what we cook that for everybody that wants to come eat. We usually bring about 100 pounds of shrimp with us, about 50, 60 pounds of fish. So we usually do that and fry it for everybody. So they really have a good time.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, we love to entertain. That's our deal.
So when do you do race on a track? You only do 8th mile racing, right?
That's all we do is 8th mile.
Have you ever done quarter?
Yeah. Back in when I was younger, we did a lot of quarter mile stuff. Back in like early 2000s and stuff. Up until 2000, so 90s, all the way up until probably 2015, we did quarter mile, and then most of the tracks all want to race. Most of the stuff is just all 8 mile for some reason or another. It's a little cheaper on the program.
So now, where do you get your fire safety equipment from?
So I use Impact.
Oh, Impact?
Yep.
All right. So, have you reached any milestones in your drag racing career so far?
I don't know if you. So what's my milestone? I would say, not like, did I? I don't even know what. How you. I've been a professional racer for 20 years. To me, that's my milestone. I get paid to do what I love doing. Like I said, we do very well on the circuits and stuff like that. So I guess, I don't know if that's a milestone or not, but if that's what you're looking for.
Yep. So
I say my goals would be to, of course, if they have a championship, I love winning championships. Of course, you want to win all the big money races, stuff like that. I like to get more TV time. I'd love to get more sponsorship.
Now, you only had the one accident in your racing career so far?
No. I usually make about around 250 passes a year in a race car. And when you're making that many hits, you're going to have more than that. And I think that's probably the 6th wreck that I've had.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the worst one I've had by far.
Well, knock on wood, you won't have no more. But like you said, you're going fast like that. You never know when it's gonna happen again.
That's right. You try to analyze, maybe the situation and what you could have maybe changed or whatever. But I really find that in all the situations, it's 90%. Like I'd say 99% of the time, you either got one or two choices to make, and I don't. Apparently, I've made all the wrong choices in those 6 times because I've crashed the car.
Well, like they say, Stan, life's a learning experience.
That's right. So we're back to that learning thing. Yeah.
Gotta learn from your mistakes, right?
That's right.
Now, outside of racing, you have any other hobbies?
I don't know. We race a lot, and then if I'm not racing, I'm working. So, we do like to travel. I like to travel with my family. I love the ocean. Of course, I do live on the coast, but our water ain't as pretty as some other people's waters. I love the mountains. I grew up in northern Alabama, southern Tennessee areas, the Rocky. That's the Smoky Mountains. So I'm kind of partial to that stuff there. I like to hike and just enjoy the outdoors, the nature. Love animals. I love to watch deer and ducks and dogs. We got a Rottweiler we play with every day.
Yeah, so you're a dog guy. You're a dog guy.
I'm a dog guy, absolutely. I'm an animal guy. I used to hunt when I was younger. I don't think I can do it anymore. I just love animals.
No fishing?
No, not really. I got a boat, but we just ride. Yeah, we just ride. Like the basin is pretty, so you get out and you get to enjoy nature. So it's kind of better than hiking because you ain't got to walk. You can ride.
Right. So if you and the family have time to go on a vacation, what's your favorite vacation getaway?
Oh man, that's a good one. We just got back from West Palm Beach a couple weeks ago. It was my 30th anniversary, and but being there, like we were in Wyoming, and that we had a great time there. So I can't say I just enjoy seeing stuff. So if it's different, and I guess that's the thing I like about drag racing, because we get to see so many different places and meet so many different people. Everybody says, they always ask me if you could live anywhere, where would you live? I don't know where. That I live where I live because I make money. My family's here. But if I had a choice where I could move anywhere and make the same money, I don't know where that. I don't really don't know where that would be, because I've been so many places.
But wherever it would be, it would have to have a lot of nature. That's
right. That's right. I like green, so I'm not into like I'd say Denver area. Out west, it's dry out there. So I'm not sure. I love the mountains. It's pretty, but I'm more of the Smoky Mountains where it's more green.
Now, Stan, if you were able to find a time travel machine and go back in the time, would you do anything differently with your drag racing career?
No, I've been pretty successful, man. Like I said, I would have liked to have maybe gotten a better better sponsor or something when I was younger or whatever, and maybe gotten us in maybe a different direction. But I've really enjoyed the racing with the people that I've raced with. So when I was maybe in my late 20s, I had an opportunity, and I had two different guys after me to drive at the time. And one had a Pro Mod car, and the other guy had a funny car. And I'm not real sure where that would have, taken me. Maybe that would have took me, into that NHRA deal, and been more of a Ron Capps or a John Force deal,
Yeah.
But this has been a pretty cool ride. I've enjoyed it.
So do you have any drag racers in the NHR that inspire you?
No, not really. I hate to say that. I don't. We've just never really done much of that. Mike Castellano has been a long friend of mine. He races Pro Mod. Ricky Smith is a Pro Mod racer. I've known him probably my whole adult life. Jason Scruggs, that's another Pro Mod racer. Stevie Fast, them guys like that. Stevie's probably the only one I really don't know that on a personal note. All the other guys I know. John Capps, which is Ron Capps' brother. He's a stuntman / funny car driver. He's pretty cool guy. I wouldn't mind being him. That'd probably, he seems like he has a pretty cool life.
All right, so let me ask you a few fun questions here, Stan. What's your favorite food to eat?
You're gonna laugh. I'm a donut connoisseur. I love donuts, bro.
Any certain donut?
Well, so like it just depends on the area, So like I have this certain donut that I like, So when I go to different places, I like donuts that are fresh. So don't come here and bring me to a Krispy Kreme that's been cooked somewhere else, or a Dunkin' Donuts where they don't. If they don't cook it there, then I'm not eating. I like it fresh. See,
right.
like where we're from in Texas, they don't. All the donut shops, they make them fresh. So it's just different,
Right. Now, what's your favorite beverage?
I drink a lot of water, man. Probably tea, I guess. I'm not really I don't drink Cokes. Water and I don't, I'm not an alcohol person. I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol. Although I grew up in the mountains, so kind of like a little moonshine every now and then.
All right, now, do you cook at all?
Yes, I do. Well, we live in Louisiana, man. Of course we cook.
So what's your favorite dish to cook?
So my kids love me to cook breakfast. So when I'm home, especially while everybody was growing up, that was the thing every day. I always cooked everybody breakfast. I cooked the whole neighborhood breakfast.
Wow.
So all the kids in the neighborhood would come over, and I would cook breakfast for everybody. So we had eggs and bacon and sausage and pancakes and biscuits and gravy, and you'd have like blueberry pancakes, chocolate pancakes, whatever you wanted, chocolate chip. Every morning. We did that every morning for years.
Man, you really hooked them kids up.
I know I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Wow.
So I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking. That's what we do. We enjoy cooking for people. So that's like I said, if you ever meet me at the track, I promise you we're going to be cooking, and you're welcome to come eat. And I say that on a broad deal because I know we're talking to multiple people.
Right.
But I'll never turn nobody down. I love to feed people.
So does your wife cook?
Yes, she does. She's our crew cook.
So what's your favorite dish that your wife makes?
Oh. No. think about that one for a second. And she does turkey rolls that are really good, and that's a deboned turkey that she, you take all the bones out of it and they roll it back up and then they sew it together and they bake that. That's pretty good. She cooks everything. She cooks is pretty good. So I'm not trying to get in trouble here, brother.
So how many kids you got?
I have 4.
I know the one works for you on the car. How about the other one? They get into drag racing?
No, not really. I got 3 girls and 1 boy. So one's a chiropractor, the other one's a nurse, and the other one's in school to be a doctor. And then the one that helps me with the car, he loves racing himself. He's still he'll graduate high school this year.
So you think he's gonna start drag racing himself?
Oh yes, he does. He had a '68 Camaro we had for a year or so, and then he's got a '91 Mustang right now that a Fox body that we're putting together for him right now, and that's going to be his whatever he wants it to be.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite type of music?
I'm not a one type of brand kind of guy. I don't. It depends on the mood. You know what I'm saying? So if we're probably in a bar drinking, I guess I'd be wanting to listen to some country. Of course, we don't go to bars and drink, so we don't drink too much. I love rock and roll. I love anything that has a good beat to it. You know, I'm not I have to listen to Octane or some classical deal, elevator music or something like that. As long as it's got a good beat and we can work to it or we can travel to it, whatever the deal is, I'm good. So.
Now, when you say country, Stan, you mean the old country or the new country?
I'm not big into new country.
Yeah, you don't like that poppy stuff, right?
No, I don't like. Now I do like rap music, but I'm not into rap and country.
All right. So when you're
are you a musician yourself?
No, I don't play any instruments or nothing.
Oh, okay. Thought you did.
Now, what was your favorite cartoon growing up when you were a little kid? Did you watch cartoons at all?
Yeah, man. So back in that day, the Stone Ages, we threw rocks, so we didn't really have TVs. I'd have to say, man, let's see. Shoot, man. I used to like to watch Garfield. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah,
Cat.
Of course.
Yeah. So I kind of like Garfield, man. He was a cool dude. I think who else?
I'm probably older than you are, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm 52.
Well, I'm 51.
So I got a year on you.
You got a year on me. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what was it? Bugs Bunny and
Roadrunner. Yeah.
Roadrunner, stuff like that. Back when we were young, man, cartoons were on Saturday, and that was it.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo, the Flintstones.
Yeah. So that was like, 2 hours on Saturday morning or 3 hours? And that was it, bro.
Yeah.
Rolled out the door. I didn't come back in until somebody whistled at me or I had something to do. Ran out of daylight.
Yeah, that's how we were when we were kids. We played outside all night long till the streetlights come on.
Yeah.
Come back in for dinner and then run back out again.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, when you're at the track on a race day, how's your eating habits? Do you eat very lightly and wait till the races are done, or you eat regularly during the race day?
No, we pretty much on a regular schedule. Like I said, we cook, so we I get my donuts. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Unless we're a place where they don't have fresh donuts. So I would say breakfast is my favorite meal. So I get up in the morning now, and I put a cup of coffee on, and the first thing happens is something's going in my mouth. I gotta eat, you know. So yeah, and then you know, by midday or so, we're probably cooking something, you know, for the team, and then you know, by that afternoon, we're probably cooking for the track, you know. You know, wherever we're at, you know, like, so, you know, if you watch us, like, Black Sheep Mafia, you know, we're really like a big family, man. So we, you know, every night, you know, somebody will cook for the team, you know, and even though there's probably 20 something of us, or, you know, people, we cook for the whole group and anybody else that wants to come along and eat with us, you know.
Yep. Now, have you had a most embarrassing moment during a race?
Not really. Not that I can think of right offhand, you know. No Ricky Bobby moments.
Yeah.
I didn't run around my underwear.
Now, if you weren't a racer, what do you think you'd be doing with your life?
You know, I mean, I have my own business and stuff like that, so I like working. You know, I don't believe you should have idle time. You know, so if I like to work out, so if I'm not racing or working, then I'm at the gym training. Although I'm starting to get older, I still like to. I boxed as a kid, a mixed martial arts. Back then, it wasn't mixed martial arts. It was just you know, you took Taekwondo or Muay Thai or something like that, which is what I did. So, and I did that all the way up until probably in my 40s. So I still love that stuff. But nowadays, I still train every day. But that's afternoons, and the mornings we work, you know.
All right, now what's been the fondest memory of your racing career?
Fondest memory? I guess it'd be back, like I said, the first national event win. So you can win races, and I would say that was the hardest thing it seemed like I've ever done. I tell you something else I like doing. I like to get with kids and you know, like maybe kids that's never been in a race car, don't have that opportunity or something like that, and just, you know, spend the moments with them and try to, you know, put them in the car, take pictures with them, and, you know, just get them into the racing thing, get that mindset going.
Yeah. So now, if people want to follow you, see where you're going to be, you know, racing that car, whether to be street racing on a track, whatever, where can people find out where you're going to be at?
So if you go to, of course, you can see me on Facebook at Stan Allen, or you can go to Team Megatron, our Facebook page there as well, and we usually post up where we're going to be every weekend. We haven't posted our schedule this season yet.
Awesome. Well, Stan, I want to thank you very much for you know, coming on there with me tonight.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
You have any final words or shout outs before we close out?
I think we covered everything. Although if my wife gets a chance to listen to this, I'd like to tell her I love her and appreciate she letting me go racing every weekend.
Cool. Well, thanks again, Stan, and you know, Happy New Year, and I wish you the best luck next season.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. You have a great night.
You too, buddy.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye.